Winter is coming. Are you man enough to drink the KINGSLAYER? Check out the review. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer from the Buxton Brewery. This is a KINGSLAYER. It's a double IPA coming in at 8%. It's available from Tesco's. Now this beer was in the release of Tesco beers back in the spring, but it was only in selected Tesco's, and certainly I couldn't find it in any of the Tesco's around me. But now with the new releases of beers, this has been included and it's now rolling out across pretty much all Tesco's, so you should be able to find this. It's a beautiful green can with obviously a dragon on there. I can't see any other references to Jaime Lannister. If there's any Game of Thrones fans out there, then you'll know that Jaime Lannister was the KINGSLAYER. I obviously probably for copyright issues, but there is no Game of Thrones related, but obviously you can see what they're trying to get at with this. So this is a double IPA. It's 8%. In terms of what it says on the can, doesn't say much at all. It just says we must have bloody noses and cracked crowns. So there's nothing in here about, the hops. There's nothing in there about, the yeast or anything like that. So let's get this beer into a glass and see what it's going to be like. 8% double IPA. This is my first beer of the night because you've got to start an evening with a double IPA if you're gonna drink it. You don't want to be having this near the end of the night. So beautiful light orange, cloudy. We got a one finger, really tightly compacted head. Looks really beautiful in the glass. Let's get some aroma, shall we? Yeah, I mean double IPAs for me usually you get that strong stone fruit sort of smell. You got peaches and apricots really strong in there. You got mango. You got real ripe mango and there's a little sort of a little bit of orange and orange peel really in there. Sort of really got strong flavours. As you expect, when you got a double IPA and you're looking at 8% plus in terms of the alcohol, you get so much more flavour, and with flavour you also get those aroma. So it's a much more punchier, and I expect it to have a lot more, be good in body, and to have a real sort of chewy sort of nature. But proof's in the pudding. So here's to you, Crown of Thorns fans. I don't know what you thought of the last series. I don't think it ended as well as it could have, did it? But we've got the prequel to look forward to at some point in the next, I don't know how many years, with everything that's going on with filming and everything. But the prequel will be coming out within the next couple of years. So let's enjoy this beer. Cheers. Straight away, it's really there's quite a lot of burn on the front end. So I'm getting, whether that's a hot burn or the fact that you get that warmth from the fact that it's an 8% beer. There's a lot of double IPAs you can drink, and the alcohol content is quite well hidden, but it's not really on this. Let me have another taste. Yeah, you can taste the alcohol in this. It's quite strong. It's not as fruity. Let's see if there's any information on the can in terms of when it was 6th of August. Yeah, I mean, we're in October now, so I wouldn't say it was overly fresh, but usually, sometimes if you let give it a couple of months, sort of that hot burn sort of can die down a little bit. It doesn't taste... So I'm getting peaches and I'm getting apricots and mango as well. There's not really any... There's a slight hint of bitterness on the back end, but it's quite well restrained in terms of bitterness. Mouthfeel, it's not as soft as I probably would expect, or as chewy as a lot of these double IPAs can be. It's fairly thin and fairly light. I'd say though the carbonation is pretty low, and actually it's a reasonably soft mouthfeel. I presume it's going to have. Does it say it does? I mean, So it has got oats in it, which you would probably expect. So it gives it a little bit more body. A little bit, for me, the hop burn or the alcohol burn, again, it's I'm not quite sure what I'm getting there. It's quite smooth, but there is that warmth, that burn sort of flavour at the front end. And that sort of, it mars a little bit of the fruit flavours, you know. The fruits are in there, you know, the mangoes and the stone fruits. Hints of orange. Not really any sort of grapefruit, you know. It's got this sort of fruitness, but they're not allowing themselves to, you know, they're not singing out, you know. They're so sort of compact. You get fruit in there, stone fruits, and then you sort of, and it all sort of fades away a little bit. It's a nice beer. It's smooth, and I think as I'm and it's pretty easy drinking. I mean, it's 8%. Maybe that burn is just the original thing. I'm trying to get. Actually, the more I drink it, the smoother it gets. You know, you start getting used to that sort of warmth at the beginning, and it's quite pleasant, really. I mean, the fact that there's no bitterness, there's nothing on the back end that's really going to sort of stop you from grabbing it again and having another sip. It's not bad. In terms of double IPAs go, it's good, but it's not the best. Let's get some scores, shall we? Okay, the scores are in for Buxton Brewery KINGSLAYER Double IPA. This comes in at 8% and it's in a 440ml can. You get this from Tesco's for, again, £3.5. I'm sure it's £3.5, £3.50 because it's 8%. It's a double IPA. Lovely looking green can with a nice dragon on there. If you like your Game of Thrones, it's a nice little sort of homage, I suppose, to that. So let's get the scores. So first thing first, aromas. Well, it was quite punchy. Like any double IPA, coming in at 8%, you get those real big flavours. Stone fruits are massive. So you get an apricot, some real ripe peach. And there's also a bit of mango in there as well. Yeah, quite good. 13 out of 20. Appearance wise, well, it's a, you know, there's not much of a head on it, but it's a lovely yellow hazy looking beer. I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. Flavour, I'm a little bit, you know, I'm a little bit confused a bit with this, because when I first tasted it, I thought it had that sort of hot burn, or, you know, that sort of warmth. But the more I drink it, the better it starts to taste. You know, you just get used to that. It is not the big fruit juice bomb that you sometimes can get with these, which is really great. The fruits are all a little bit, they're in there, but they're not easily identifiable. They don't really have time to really sing. It would be really interesting to know what actual hops are in this. But it's, I mean, for an 8% double IPA, I'm drinking this down much quicker than I normally would. So it's very easy drinking. Certainly nice, no bitterness. I'm giving it a 31 out of 40. Then in terms of value, well, 8% in the supermarkets, £3, £3.50. I think it's a good 8 out of 10 for value for money. And then my overall experience, well, the thing is with double IPAs, I don't know if there's people out there that want to be drinking 2 or 3 of those at a time. For me, I'm quite happy drinking one. It's my first beer of the night. I will have other beers after this, but I think, you know, it's a good one to start with. So it's pleasurable. It's a nice beer. You know, you can sit and drink it. I mean, I've drank so many IPAs, quite a few double IPAs as well now. In the supermarkets, bottle shops. They are good. It's a good beer, and we're paying £3.50 in the supermarket. I think that's really, really good. I'm going to give it a 13 out of 20 for my overall experience. There's nothing wrong with it, but it would be better if you got a bit more the fruit flavours. They really sort of, you know, identified themselves. It's smooth, but there is still that warmth as it goes down the back of your throat. But 8%. It's not as hidden. You can get double IPAs that are much more hidden in terms of their 8% and plus, really. But this, you taste it and you can feel that warmth and you can feel that little bit of burn. I'm not sure if it's a hop burn or, as I said, or just the alcohol burn, but you can taste it. Better double IPAs hide that much better. So 13 out of 20 for overall experience. So we top those scores up, we get a Kingslaying 73 out of 100. I mean, it's a good score. It's a White Snake beer. We're going to slide this one down slow and easy like we do. If you see this in a supermarket, give it a try. And I'm interested to know what you guys think out there of it, because, you know, we are getting, I reckon there's probably 4 or 5 different double IPAs now coming in at 8%. In the supermarkets, we've got ICAP, we've got the Salt one, we've got a Magic Rock one, we've got this one. There are a few in there. What's the best one? What's the best double IPA you've had? Around about that 8%, because I'm really interested in trying. I've got a few for this month, or in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be doing some a showcase on Polly's, for example, the brewery in North Wales. That is one of my favourite breweries. They do some fantastic beers. Now, I've got a couple of double IPAs in there, so it'd be interesting to see how they compare. But, you know, we're paying £5 plus for a can, £3.50. I think it's good value for money. So it's a White Snake beer. I'm going to slip it down slow and easy. I can feel that I've drunk one of these and I can almost feel it's starting to get to me a little bit. So I'm going to find a lower alcohol beer to sip. I'm going to just sip this last little bit of it. And until the next one, you know what you need to do. Keep on rocking.